Hi there, geometry students. Thanks for tuning in to my video here. My video is going to focus on tangent and do an example since it's been a while since you've done examples, and on Wednesday this week we're going to have a quiz. So if you remember, tangent applies to right triangles. It's comparable, as we talked, to the slope ratio of change in y over change in x, or we're going to learn opposite side over adjacent side. So here in this right triangle, we see we have a missing side length y that we need to find. We have a side of 18, which is across from this 65-degree angle. And so we know y is going to be smaller than 18 because in a right triangle, all three angles have to add up to 180 degrees. And if I have a 65-degree angle, then I must have a 25-degree angle, which is complementary to it. And so 25-degree angle opposite of y is going to be much smaller. So I could create two different tangent ratios here to help me find the y value. So let's talk about if we're going to use the angle of 25 degrees. Well, if we take tan, which is the shorthand for tangent, if we take the measure of that angle, we know it is programmed with the ratio of what that would be when we set up whatever this y is to 18. So that would have to be equal to opposite of that angle is y over 18. All right, so that is one of our two functions. If we want to look at and consider the 65-degree angle here, we are then going to do tangent, or tan as we know is short, and that's how it is on the calculator, of 65 degrees would be this time 18 is opposite of 65, so that would be 18 over y. And we can definitely see those, excuse me guys, itchy nose, we definitely see those two equations are a little different. And I'm going to go with the simpler of the two equations just to keep my life a little simpler. And I'm going to put parentheses around this tangent of 25 degrees because remember, our ratios of tangent are ugly decimals. So we want to keep it an ugly decimal to the very end and then round. So if I put that over 1 and I cross multiply, I'm going to get y equals 18 times the tangent of 25 degrees. And now it's just a matter of typing this in my calculator. If you remember, there is one on CPM you can use. I like to use my graphing calculator, which I have one of those at home for myself. So I'm going to type in tang of 25, remembering it's going to come out to be an ugly decimal, most likely, times 18. And I get y is about, because I have to do some rounding, 8.39 units. And I always take a moment to think, does that answer for y make sense? And yes, it does make sense for y because y is across from that 25-degree angle. So it should be a much shorter side length than 18. So I feel good about finding that value. And if you'd like to, feel free to double check that you get about the same answer for tangent of 65 degrees equals 18 over y if you want one more practice. And thanks so much for tuning into my video. I hope this has helped you. Bye-bye.